All right, my name is Daryl Martin, and I'm with ApexInvesting.com. This is an Apex Sniper review series. We're talking about thriving in 2021. Got to throw up disclosures. You know, there's risk involved in investing, obviously. Know what you're doing before you do it, all that fun stuff. I hope everybody had a great weekend. Y'all have a good weekend? Hope you enjoyed the Easter weekend with your family, had some good time, took some time off. Awesome. If you can help the person who can't hear audio, John. Um, yeah, we had great weather. It was fantastic. How'd y'all like the flash sales we did last week? Did y'all like those? Y'all took advantage of them. Got the Mind Mastery. Got Thrive. Awesome. A reminder, if you upgraded from gold to silver, or sorry, if you got gold for silver, I typed that wrong, and you upgraded to get gold for silver pricing, make sure you submit a ticket so we cancel your silver billing out. Okay? So if you went in and you took advantage of one of the specials, make sure you submit a ticket so we cancel out that for you. Thrive merchandise. Who's been looking forward to getting the Thrive merchandise? Your t-shirts and everything else? Well, everything has arrived and it's being packaged up and shipped out now as we speak. Okay? Make sure your phone and address are accurate under your profile. And if you don't know how to do that, let me show you real quick. Under account menuings, you just go to profile. And make sure you have the accurate address and phone number because that's the only place we know to ship it to. If you do update it, this late in the game, we've been sending out messages. But if you do update it now, make sure you submit a ticket right away so we can let Marion know so she can update the address for you, okay? So making sure yours is, she's packaging them as we speak. So again, make sure it's updated and submit a ticket because we have to get it to her because she's going to ship out whatever address is in there. And there's not any extras, okay? There's no replacements. So if it goes to the wrong address and it doesn't come back, we don't have replacements for it. Okay? So please make sure you have an accurate address. We'll provide updates about shipping being done. Please don't blow up Marion, okay? By the way, she's using the U.S. Postal Service, so if you have a P.O. box, it will get shipped to that. And that's all I got there. Daily routine. We talked about this in the past. John's talked about it a lot. Who has a routine they do every morning? So someone asked me the other day, it sounds like a lot of y'all got one. That's good. That means you've been listening to John. Someone asked me, what's my routine? After I get up and ready and sit down in front of my computer. What I do is, one, I make sure all my charts are running and smooth and everything. And then I hop over to, there's 3 websites I always check in the morning. I go to financialjuice.com and I just read the headlines. I'm just looking to see if there's anything major that may impact the markets that's coming out. And I look at forexfactory.com and I check and see if there's any announcements coming out that I need to be aware of. And I look at zerohedge.com. And I see if there's any major. Again, I look at headlines to see is there anything I need to be aware of. Like every once in a while, and I'll check Zero Hedge throughout the day. Like I've seen it before where it's like TradeStation just announced it's going to full margin at 2 o'clock. Well, that can lead to, people selling off. The one other thing I check is on the Apex Investing website, and we'll be updating these here for the new quarter, is we have a news calendar. And on that news calendar, what's different about it is below we put earnings, okay? And we already got the earnings up there. So we put the major earnings that are coming out and how heavily weighted they are and what time they actually come out. Okay? And so you want to be aware of those major earnings and when they're coming out. We even added Tesla on here now, and just to make sure you don't, miss that, and that happens every quarter. So they'll start up here, here in about a week and a half, and then they'll really start picking up, as things go on. But just be aware of that one, and you're going to want to check those, because if there's an earnings coming out, like right when you're trading, we got 405, that could hurt. If it's coming, maybe you're a morning trader, and one's coming out at 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. or something like that. You're going to be aware of that. Okay, so those are the 4 sites I check in the morning. Once I've checked those sites, I just sit back for a minute and I look at my charts. And I look at just what the market's doing. Is it trending? Is it range bound? Where's the ranges? What's been going on? And I just get a feeling for what's happening in the market versus just like, I got to make a trade. It's like my goal is not to make a trade right in the morning. It's just to get a feel for the markets. And so I want to be there, a little bit early, not like right at open. And then the other thing that I'll do is, not only am I looking at the markets, but I'm reminding myself, I literally tell myself, my goal today is to follow the rules. My goal today is to trade well, to not blow my account. It is not to make trades. It is not to make money. So obviously I want to make money when the day is said and done, but I need to trade well. And so I have to remind myself of that every morning. And I've been doing this for, almost 20 years now. So if I have to do it every morning for 20 years, it's probably something you should also do. And just remind yourself, goal is to trade well, not to try to find a trade. Okay? Trading well is where we make the money. So that's just a short summary of what I do each morning, once I hit the computer. So, but I wanted to share that because somebody asked what I did. Y'all ready to do some chart review? Go through and look at the day. All right, let me see if I can get this chart to drag over here. There we go. Then maximize it. All right, so this highlighted area is just the dark zone. So it's part of a new little tool I'm working on. That sort of is my meditation. That and prayer. By the way, I pray for wisdom, not to win. Okay? That I'll be wise and that I'll be disciplined. And then I realize that it's up to me to implement that. So, let's go ahead and check out today on NQ. This went really fast. You wouldn't have got this trade anyway. It was going right into a wall there. So, but let me click on the chart so I can make it move forward, and we'll check out the trades for the day. Okay, we got a TX long right there. So, trapped X box marked by a black marker. Do we take the trade? No. No trade set up. So we skip it. And we're glad we did. Last week, remember, we had every trade. It was like every trade was a winner no matter what. Well, today wasn't that day. That's why you want to be consistent in your rules. Okay, we got another long right here. Do we take this long? So, nope, doesn't follow any of our rules. So no trade. This is a very interactive webinar, so make sure. Can I shrink the detectors in DR a little bit? Yeah, no problem. There we go. Shrink DR down. There we go. All right. So now scrolling along, and let's see. All right, right there. We get a short. Do we take it? Nope. Doesn't follow any of our rules, and it's coil chop. There you go. Good. Very good. Okay, we got an SLZ. Is it off a major level? So do we take it? Is it within 2 points of a major level? No. So we don't take it. It's like 4 or 5 points away. All right, we got a short with an OPR on it. Do we take that? No. Range bound. Doesn't follow any rules. It's in a range, so, I mean, you could try, but with all those paws right there, I wouldn't touch it. And you'd be glad you didn't. So see how it's going into, like, all those paws coming down into it? Wasn't close enough for an ETX. It was more than 2 ticks away. All right. All right, we got an FTX. Do we take it? No, DR is way too low. It's way down here. We also got all this coil chop right there. But mainly because the DR was low. Right, if it was an ETX, yeah. Let's see here. All right, we got another long. We don't have OD on it. I know that. No trade. Would have coiled up anyway. I have mine set at 1.2 on my DR. Let's see here. So we're about 20 minutes into the trading day. I got a long TX right here. Do we take it? Filter TX. It's got a low DR. So we're probably not going to take it. So another comment that somebody made is I get burned around settlement a lot. That is very true. So not above that 1.2 line. All right. Patient morning. All right, we got a short. Do we take it? Nope. No ODD, nothing. Nothing there to take it. We get a filtered TX. Do we take it? Going into a wall in low DR. You'll see that how it's going into the wall in low DR. So that's a no. So you're about 30 minutes into your day. You haven't taken a trade yet. Is that okay? Patience Money chases people who are patient, and people who chase money lose it. All right, what about this trade? Do we take this trade long? It's not an OD, because an OD would require a lower low. So if it was an HD, we'd have it. It's not a double TX because it didn't lay a polar mini magnet, and it's not within 2 ticks of another polar mini magnet. Got lots of crocodile eyes to the left. Red DR before, there's literally nothing there. No, it's not an ETX. You have to have a mini magnet or pol on the bar, and it has to be within 2 ticks of another mini magnet, pol, ZOI, or I block. So it is not an ETX, Hugo. Nope, it's not a DTX either. So that trade does not follow any rules that we have to take. That's right, better no trade than no money. It's not an ETX. That's what I explained, is it's not an ETX. Okay, I guess I don't get your question. Let's see here. All right, right here. This trade would take profit before settlement. So is it a valid trade? It has ODD on it. Like very small OD. There's coil to the left, but that doesn't make it an invalid trade. So some would pass, some would take it. Both would be right. It's a valid number 2 trade. So it may be going into settlement, but it will take profit before settlement. See that? You don't have, doesn't matter if the DR is green on an ODD trade. Remember, DR only matters on a FTX and on a DTX in a trend. That's the only time DR matters. Okay, it doesn't matter on any other trade. Which trade are we talking about? The current one all the way on the right of the chart. Yep, the ODD trade right here. So I wouldn't have blamed you for not taking it, but it was a number 2 and it was valid. And it did win. When I say number 2, I'm referring to what we teach in Thrive. Y'all want the upgraded wand? Hold on a second. I can open that up if I find it. There we go. All right, we got a long right here. Do we take it? No trade. Doesn't follow any rules. All right, so we're just rolling along here. Oh, jumped one. All right, we got a trade right there. Do we take it? Yeah, especially not like right into settlement. Literally. Okay, we got a short right here. Do we take it? Not a nope. And see, remember last week how like literally every trade was winning, no matter whether we took it or not? And I talked about how that can give you the perception that you should just take every trade. What you're seeing today didn't work out like that. So hopefully that'll reinforce to you. You don't just take every trade. You got to be patient. All right, we got a short up here going right into a wall. No ODD, no HD, no ETX, no trade. All right, we got a third bar swing. Can we take that trade? Yeah, right off the recent high. Coming off a wall. I mean, I love that trade. Laid a mini magnet. Had no wick. That's a big thing on TBSs. No wick on the second bar. Like, there are no obstructions. Do y'all see that? I'd put that one in the 3 category, having that mini magnet and coming off a wall like that. Boom, boom. Money, money. Okay? All right, right here we got ODD. It will take profit before the wall. Is it a valid trade? Yes, it is. It's a valid number 2 trade, and it has a mini magnet on it, which gives it even more oomph. And it's a winner. Has patience paid off? Not just taking all those trades. We'd be 3-0, unless you didn't take that one, but we're already at 3-0. And that's 1 hour into trading. Not too shabby. Let's go ahead and we'll do some more here. Okay, we got a long right there. Do we take that long? No, we got 2 bar chop, don't we? And it doesn't line up with anything. We're glad we didn't. Would have knocked you out. Okay, what about this long? Nope. Y'all are getting this down. All right, we got a double TX right here. We're not really ranging, and we got 2 3-bar chop, right? Which is a big no-no, especially on double TXs. 2 3-bar chop rule came from the double TX. And it would have lost. All right. I wouldn't have taken it even if it was an ATX 2 3-bar chop. So you are correct, that previous trade was an ETX, but wouldn't take it. So yeah, this is trading right into a wall, doesn't follow any of the rules. So we got to know. All right, we got an elevator. Early in the trend. Take it? The cluster's at the entry price. I wouldn't worry about one cluster. It is going into a 30-tick mini magnet. But it's coming off a wall, late a paw, and it's early in the trend. So I would take it. Is that an ETX as well? Yeah, it is. It's got a ZOI. You can barely see it. So you got an ETX elevator. It's a pretty good combo. And it won. So now you're definitely 3-0 if you didn't take the first trade. Yeah, and coming off a crash there. All right, so now everybody should have 3-0. Any reason 13583 wall is a different color than the other walls? Yep. She makes them thicker the more important they are, the stronger they are. If you want a legend of the walls, you can ask Lori. And she will give you a legend of the walls and what they all mean. But I don't really even know what it means. I just know there's a wall and it matters. So, not a flux level. Flux level will be a solid line. Alright. There we go. Do we have a trade there? No. Is that ODD, by the way? No. It is not, because it's coming off the high. You have to have two pullbacks to have ODD, right? Or HD, I mean. Okay. Good. Got another filtered TX coming off a wall in settlement with the low DR. Do we take it? It is HD. So with that HD bouncing off a wall, gives you some strong confirmation. There we go. And it's a winner. All right. We got a short. That is ODD. You took that one, Hugo? Awesome. Is that a good trade? Even got DR divergence on it. That's right. And it's a winner. We got a FTX. Do we take the long? Oh yeah, that one also had OPR on it. You're right. So it had ODD and OPR. And it was an ETX. I mean, that was a stacked trade right there. ETX, ODD, OPR. I mean, it had a lot going for you. FTX, do we take it? Several reasons I'd say no. One, the DR isn't high enough. What if the DR was high enough? Would you take the trade? No, not right after an ODD. That's right. So the only trade you can take against an ODD that's just happened is an HD trade. All right. There's other things I could say about it, but that alone is enough. All right, we got an FTX. Do we take it? I don't care if it was off the wall. It's going against HD. It's going against ODD, so don't take it. All right, this one has HD on it, but it also has what? Yeah, this one was going off a wall, but again, the DR was too low. So we got low DR, we got 2 to 3 bar chop. So low DR wouldn't matter because it's HD, but 2 to 3 bar chop should give you some pause on that trade. Do y'all agree? It's real easy to miss that, isn't it? So you always got to be watching for that 2 to 3 bar chop. It worked out, but there's a lot that worked out today that we didn't take. Okay, we got a short TX right here. It is OD. Can we take it? It's in the trend. It's really close to a flux level. We also got OPR on it. So you got ODD with OPR. So I would take it. And it was profitable. Alright, we got a long right here. Would be ODD anyway, so we don't have to worry about whether or not it was. Do we take this long? Nope. We're glad we didn't. Alright, we got a short right here. And that's correct. It was also against ODD. Good call. Anything about this say take it? Look closer. Getting some yeses and some nos. You're saying it's not HD. HD can't come off the high. It has to be 2 pullbacks. We only had 1 pullback, so it's not HD. Yeah, my lower line is 1.2 on DRs. Okay, so this is an ETX. Weight a mini magnet, it's within 2 ticks of a paw. And it's profitable. So it was a valid trade because it was an ETX. Does everybody see that who said no? It doesn't matter if the paw is above or below it as long as it's within 2 ticks. So it doesn't matter that it went above it a little bit and laid a mini magnet. You bet. All right, y'all want to keep going through the day? We're flying today. All right, but we can all agree we easily got our 3-0 today, right? If you followed the rules. So you shouldn't be trading anymore, but we're going to go through it just in case, you know, you started late or whatever, but just for practice, okay? We're bound to hit a loser sooner or later. All right, we got a short. Do we take it? No. Or yes. Getting a lot of mixed messages. Look closely. Went down 5 bars up 2. That's not chop. Coil chop requires 3 bars, up, down, up, or down, up, down. DR is low, but we don't care about DR on this trade. Going into a mini magnet, that doesn't stop us from taking a trade. coming off a crash. I like that. It's not tricky. It's an ETX. I think. You know what? It's not an ETX. That's an old paw. If it was a DTX, this would be red. You'd have a big paw box on there. So unless that laid a paw, it'd be a no. So not an ETX, not a trade. And we got some alligator eyes right over here. Cluster right there, cluster right there. That's a no. Oh, jump past that. Third bar swing. Do we take the third bar swing? It's off a wall, which is nice, but is it at the beginning of the trend? It did lay a paw, which is nice, but it's not at the beginning of a trend. It's got a pullback before it, right? I don't like them when they got pullbacks or they got coil. So, nope. I would not take the trade. It would have worked if you did take it, but really it wasn't at the beginning of the trend, so you shouldn't have. Alright, we got a short. Do we take this short? That's an easy one, right? No trade. Alright, we got an elevator. Are we at the beginning of a trend or are we late into the trend? We're late. So no trade. We got a short. Do we take it? Was it an ETX? It was not an ETX because a flux does not count as an OP level. Oh, wait a minute. Let's go back and look at that. I missed it. And it's hard to see. It's probably even harder for you to see. But it actually laid a paw on a paw. You see how it's thicker on this side than it is on this side? I totally missed that one. Good eyes. Those that saw it. So now knowing that it was a ETX paw on a paw, it's a TX trade, but there's still one thing about it that would tell me to say no. What would it be? It's not the mini magnet. It's not the clusters. It's the coil chop. Up, down, up. So it was an ETX, but it was out of coil chop. So that was a tricky one right there. So it was technically a no trade. It was an elevator, but it was late in the trend. So you're not taking it because it's an elevator, therefore you can't use the elevator as your signal. So you got an ETX, but you're in coil chop. You could use the elevator if it wasn't late in the trend. Alright, we got a short. We already said no to that one. Well, unless you're angry and revenge trading, then you take it. Let's see here. I wouldn't take elevators with ETXs. Unless, yeah, I just wouldn't. Low DR, so no trade. No trade. All right, we got double TX. What do we do with that? Anything? Got 2 to 3 bar chop. Got another double TX. Do we still have 2 3 bar chop? Two 3 bar chop, no trade. Double TX, that's the #1 rule. So you got 2 to 3 bar chop, you don't take the trade. Now we got an SLZ. It is 5 points away from a major level. Do we take it? No. Now we got a double TX. Technically, you're not in 2 to 3 bar chop, but are you in a tight chop? I mean, you're range bound, but do you have a lot of room to make money on that range? Would that really be like trying to bend the rules? I would, just based on the price action alone, I'm going to say no. The dev is a level. I don't know what you mean by that. But no, I would not take it. Still chopping. Double TX. Are we taking it? No. Still chopping. Like, get me out of this chop before I do anything, right? Now we got TX short. Do we take it? No, we're still in this crappy, choppy range. Doesn't follow any of our rules, even if we weren't, but yeah, it's lunchtime. Why do you think I stop at 11? Man's got to eat. All right, we got a long right here. Do we take it? No. It's not even iffy. Like the TX was not high enough, or the DR was not high enough. Yeah, it's just a mess right here. Like, leave it alone. Like, go eat your own lunch. All right, we got an SLZ off of a flux with enough room to take profit before the wall. Maybe a simplicity long, but I've seen plenty of SLZs work in the middle of simplicities. I'd have to reload the entire chart to do that, Marion. I like it. It's an SLZ off a wall. I have no issue with an SLZ off of a major level. It's a good chance it's going to come back down and hit that top of that chop area too. Yeah, an SLZ literally is a star with the low volume score, the reversal bar coming off of one of the 5 major levels. How do you take a short when you're in a long? Trampus, one way to do it is if you have up a micro, like Dom or chart. Dom's easier if you ask me. You can place 10 micros in the opposing direction. Take it, and like I said, it had room before the mini magnet. There was nothing in its way. It was a valid, good trade. Got to be quick on a lot of things, but you wouldn't have to be too quick. I mean, that bar lasted 25 seconds. You would not have had to be quick. That was a 25-second bar. So if it takes you more than 25 seconds to place a trade, you're going to have an issue. All right, there we go. So that was a valid trade. All right, we got what do we got? We got a short. I know it's squished. I mean, I can stretch it out. I don't have my stuff set. There we go. There, maybe that lets you see the picture a little better. You bet. Okay, so do we take that short? Oil chop. No trade. All right, do we take that long? Against DR, no trade. Do we take the filter TX short? Got low DR and we got 2 to 3 bar chop, so no trade. All right, do we take the long? Nope. Do we take the short? Nope, DR is low. Do we take the short there? Let's go back. Somebody just brought up a point on this trade right here that I missed. Yeah, there you go. Who's got it? Who's got why we would take that trade? I missed it. Not an ETX, because it didn't lay a power mini magnet. But it's HD, there you go. Yeah, I missed that one on that one. Good eye. Man, can you imagine if you could just pay $10 or $20 to like see everything a day and like trade totally disciplined, follow all the rules, see all the obstructions? I'd pay that fee. Would y'all pay that? But you have us. You have me. Darrow, can you double click your DR and show us the value? It's 1.2. The DR value is 1.2. Never know, Trampus. All right, so no trade. What about right here? Got anything? Nope. Got a short TX. No trade. Nope again. Quill chop, right there. And low DR. Okay, what about right here? We got anything? The orange arrow is OPR. We teach about that in the Thrive event. Yeah, no trade. It's not ODD. It is an ETX, but it's got 2 to 3 bar chop. And it's got double clusters before it. Good job, David. You got 2 to 3 bar chop and you got double clusters. That 2 to 3 bar chop, it's sneaky. We got a short right here. Quill chop. Quill chop's pretty easy to see. That 2 to 3 bar will sneak up on you. Okay, we got a long. Do we take it? Nope. It turns into an elevator. Take it. You like quill chop on an elevator. That's required. Yep, beginning of a trend. There we go. Profitable trade. Good elevator. Alright, let's take this to 1 o'clock here. See if we get any more. Oh, we got a double TX. And an ETX. Do we take it? Not because of the double TX, but because of the ETX. Exactly. And profitable. How many losses did we have today following the rules? I probably wouldn't take an ETX and 2 to 3 bar chop. We had no losing trades following the rules. They go back to the one at 12 o'clock, like at 12 p.m. Or 12:40. 12:40. 12:40? There's no ODD on that. And it's 2 to 3 bar chop. It'd have to be a lower low with lower DR to be ODD. It didn't make a lower low. Does that make sense? Right, so I want y'all to see this. I mean, we do this week after week, and I love doing it. It's good for me. I think it's great for y'all. Y'all seem to be liking it a lot. But I mean, let this reinforce how following the rules pays off. So those times when you're like so tempted just to take a trade, just follow the rules. So you see it week after week. We knock it out of the park. And I mean, all you need is that patience and that discipline. I mean, I'm not cherry picking. Like, this is today. And I mean, was I subjective? Like in the trades that I took, was I like subjective and just randomly picking things out, or was I following the defined rules we have in the videos? So that wasn't me going, hey, I know what's going to happen, right? I mean, there's plenty of good ones I didn't take, right? Plenty of bad ones we fortunately didn't take. So, I mean, I've learned a ton of systems. I have developed a ton of systems. I have never developed a system this well. And this is the input of multiple traders and a lot of years that worked this well. And the hardest part is just following the rules. And one of the things I want to bring up, John brought this to my attention. When we were doing the flash sales, he was pulling up how many people, didn't have this product, didn't have that product, that were active members. And do you know that 5 times as many people have the trading assistant that don't have mind mastery? 5 times as many people, meaning like, let's say we had 100 people that got the trading assistant, only 20 have bought mind mastery. I mean, we have more than that, but if we have 500 that bought the trading assistant, that means only 100 have bought mind mastery. After seeing how well this works when you follow the rules, how important do you think mind mastery is? I mean, it literally is the make or break it piece of trading. But only 20% of people, 5 times as many people want automation over, or semi-automation, over having to worry about the psychology. And I'm not trying to sell a course to you. I'm just telling you, like, these are the statistics. Yeah, it should be 5 times as many want mind mastery, but it's like I don't want that psycho babble bull crap, da 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 da. Just show me a system that works. I've shown you a system that works, but you got to work it. And the mind mastery, if you want to know what the holy grail is in trading, it's mastering mental capital. After you get a good system, mental capital, because even with a good system, you'll mess it up. Who can testify to that? And, as a new trader especially, or even as a novice trader, whatever, I mean, I know they sort of both be new, but you always feel like you got to find the system that works. It's just you got to fix the system. It's like saying I just got to have a better car and I'll win the race. Well, even if you got the fastest car, if you can't drive it, you're going to wreck it. And your mind is the driver of that system. I bought a Viper when I was in my 20s, and they made me go out with them, and I thought it was stupid at first, but then I realized why it was a good idea. But they actually had a trainer that trained me how to drive it, where they drove it first. They showed me how to do power slides and all sorts of stuff, and how to make it spin out on accident so I'd not spin it out on purpose, before they let me drive it off the lot. Because they knew I had to know how to handle a car with 550 horsepower. So I hope that resonates with some of you that haven't got Mind Master yet about how important it is, and maybe shock some of you by how many haven't got it. Because it's so important. We got this great system. I've shown you week after week, and I can't emphasize that enough. I just thought I'd drop that on you and let you be aware of that. Yeah, the more experience you have in trading, the more you're going to realize how important the Mind Mastery is, but why not get it down up front, you know? So if you haven't got the course, get the course. Well, I want to give you a reminder, be in the elite room. And if you're asking and you're not getting a reply to your questions, you can always Skype me directly at DarylMartin3. And ask questions, share charts, learn, grow, and be engaged. And I got one request here, and then I'll wrap it up. Somebody wants me to fast forward to an SLZ here at 20:35:20. Let's see, 85:25, 83. Technically, oh no, actually it was 85. That was 2 points away, which is a valid SLZ. So yeah, that would have been a valid SLZ long. This settlement is yesterday's settlement. We replace it. It doesn't count after that day's over. All right. Like I said, be in the elite room, be engaged, ask questions. And I'll get next week's webinar posted for tomorrow. I'll post up next week's webinar so you can register for it. And I'll get the recording up for you as well, okay? Thank you. Y'all have an excellent evening, and I'll see you tomorrow morning in the room.